Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's your host from TV 4-Way, and wow, what a day it has been. We've got a packed show for you, covering everything that's been happening. We're going to be talking about a tragic plane crash in Ahmedabad that has left the nation in shock. Then, we'll switch gears to the wild weather that's causing chaos across India, with floods in Hyderabad and red alerts being issued left and right. It seems like Mother Nature is really going through something right now, and we've got all the latest updates on that. From there, we'll dive into a chilling murder case in Meghalaya that sounds like something straight out of a crime thriller. We'll also be covering the recent political violence that erupted in Maheshtala, West Bengal. We'll break down what happened and the current situation on the ground. And of course, we can't ignore the international stage. We've got major developments in India-Pakistan diplomacy after a controversial invitation from the US, and a huge announcement from President Trump about a new trade deal with China that could change everything. And just to lighten the mood a little after all that heavy news, we'll wrap things up with some highlights from the world of entertainment because, let's be honest, we all need a little escape sometimes. We've got new trailers, music, and a tribute to a legend we've lost. So, grab a seat, get comfortable, because we're about to unpack all of these latest updates from around India and the world. It's a lot to get through, but we'll do it together. Let's get into it. We start today on a deeply somber note with the heartbreaking news coming out of Ahmedabad. An Air India Boeing 787 Dreamliner flight AI-179 tragically crashed near the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport. The details are still coming in, but reports confirm that out of the 240 people on board, passengers and crew, a staggering 239 have lost their lives. It's a number that's hard to even comprehend, a loss that will be felt by so many families across the country and the world. It's a stark reminder of how fragile life can be, and our hearts go out to everyone affected by this immense tragedy. In the midst of this darkness, there is one sliver of what can only be described as a miracle. A 4-year-old child was found alive in the wreckage, the lone survivor of the crash. Rescue operations are in full swing, with teams working tirelessly at the scene, hoping against hope. But the focus now is on recovery and investigation. Air India has announced a compensation package for the victims' families, offering 10 lakh rupees to the next of kin of the deceased and 5 lakh rupees to those who were injured, which in this case seems to be that one brave little child. But of course, no amount of money can ever replace a loved one. Meanwhile, much of the country is battling a different kind of crisis, as the monsoon rains unleash their full fury. In Hyderabad, the situation is particularly dire. The city has been pounded by heavy rainfall, leading to severe waterlogging and flash floods that have turned streets into rivers and brought daily life to a grinding halt. You see these videos online, cars submerged, people wading through waist-deep water. It's a chaotic scene. The India Meteorological Department, or IMD, isn't offering much comfort either, forecasting that these intense downpours will continue for several more days. It's one of those situations where you pray for rain, and then you pray for it to stop. And it's not just Hyderabad. The IMD has put several states on high alert. Karnataka is under a red alert, bracing for more extreme weather. The same goes for many northern states, including Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and parts of Punjab and Haryana. They're all preparing for the possibility of landslides and further flooding. As a precaution, authorities in many of these affected regions have done the sensible thing and declared holidays for schools and colleges. Because let's be real, the only thing you should be learning in a flood is how to swim to safety, not algebra. Now, for a story that is both tragic and deeply unsettling. A newlywed woman, Sonam Raghuvanshi, was found murdered while on her honeymoon in Meghalaya. It's the kind of story that sends a chill down your spine because a honeymoon is supposed to be the start of a beautiful new chapter, not its violent end. The police investigation quickly zeroed in on her husband, who has since been arrested in connection with her death. The case has captured the nation's attention, not just because of the horrific circumstances, but also because of the questions it raises about trust and domestic violence. The details that are emerging from the investigation are just chilling. It appears this wasn't a random act of violence, but something far more personal and sinister. The case is drawing comparisons to another infamous incident, the Anju Sharma murder case from 2013, which also involved a husband killing his wife. It's a disturbing pattern, and a reminder that the most dangerous place for some women can be their own homes, with the people they are supposed to trust the most. As the investigation continues, people are demanding justice for Sonam, hoping that the truth will come out and that such a tragedy will never be repeated. Over in West Bengal, tensions have erupted into violence in the Maheshtala area of South 24 Parganas district. Reports describe intense clashes breaking out between two groups, turning the streets into a battleground. It's a worrying development, and honestly, the kind of political and communal friction that nobody wants to see. According to police sources, at least 15 people have been arrested in connection with the violence so far. The authorities are trying to get a handle on the situation, but when emotions run this high, it's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It's a complex situation with deep roots. The clashes have left several people injured, including police personnel who were trying to restore order. That's when you know things have gotten really out of hand. When the people sent to calm the situation become targets themselves. A large contingent of police has been deployed to the area, and for now, an uneasy calm has settled over Maheshtala. But everyone knows it's a fragile peace. The underlying issues that caused this flare-up haven't gone away. The big question now is whether this is a one-off incident or a sign of more trouble to come. The community's on edge, just waiting and watching. Shifting to the world of international politics, a major diplomatic controversy is brewing. The United States has extended an invitation to Pakistan's army chief to visit the country. And let me tell you, that has not gone down well in India at all. From an Indian perspective, this feels like a slap in the face. You have an army chief from a country that India has repeatedly accused of sponsoring cross-border terrorism, and he's getting a formal invitation to Washington. The timing and the optics are just terrible, and it's created a huge political firestorm here at home. The opposition parties in India have seized on this, launching a full-scale attack on the government's foreign policy. They're asking, what are you doing? How could you let this happen? There are now loud calls for a special session of parliament to be convened just to discuss this issue. It's seen as a major diplomatic setback for India, and a sign that maybe our relationship with the US isn't as rock solid as we thought. This isn't just about one visit. It's about the message it sends. It's about respect, alliances, and the very complicated dance of global diplomacy, where one invitation can cause an earthquake. Speaking of the US, President Donald Trump has made a huge announcement, declaring that a phenomenal trade deal has been struck with China. Now with Trump, you always have to take the word phenomenal with a grain of salt. It's his favorite adjective. But this could genuinely be a big deal, potentially ending the long and damaging trade war between the two economic superpowers. The details are still a bit hazy, which is classic Trump, but the announcement alone was enough to send ripples through the global markets. Everyone is now waiting to see the fine print of this supposed deal. But here's the interesting part. The deal reportedly touches upon the supply of rare earth minerals. These are crucial components for everything from smartphones to military hardware. And guess who controls most of the world's supply? China. This gives them a massive bargaining chip. It's like playing poker, and one player has all the aces. On a related note, the deal also apparently includes provisions about the number of Chinese students allowed to study in US universities. This shows just how intertwined these two nations are. Their relationship isn't just about tariffs and trade. It's about resources, technology, and even education. All right, let's end on a slightly lighter note with what's happening in the world of entertainment. The trailer for the new film Nikita Roy and the Book of Darkness just dropped, and it looks intense. It stars Sonakshi Sinha in what seems to be a very different kind of role for her. The internet is also buzzing about a new project called The Backrooms, which is being produced by A24 and James Wan. If you know those names, you know we're in for something creepy and atmospheric. It's based on a viral internet story, so it already has a huge built-in audience ready to be terrified. On the music front, K-pop fans are celebrating as Stray Kids have released a new song for an original soundtrack. They just continue to dominate, dropping hit after hit. And finally, we have some sad news to report. Douglas McCarthy, the iconic frontman of the pioneering industrial band Nitzer Ebb, has passed away. He was a true trailblazer, whose music influenced countless artists across genres. His powerful voice and stage presence will be deeply missed, but his legacy will undoubtedly live on through the powerful music he created. A true legend. And that is all the time we have for today. We've covered so much ground, from the heartbreaking crash in Ahmedabad to the political drama in Maheshtala, and all the way to a major trade deal that could reshape the global economy. It's a lot to process, I know. Each of these stories has so many layers, so many human elements, and it's a potent reminder of just how complex and interconnected our world is. From natural disasters to human-made conflicts, from diplomatic chess moves to the art that gives us an escape, it all weaves together to form the fabric of our daily lives. I'm genuinely curious to know what you all think. Which of these stories stood out to you the most? Was it the miraculous survival of the child in the plane crash? The sheer scale of the flooding across India? Or maybe the diplomatic maneuvering between the US, Pakistan, and India? Each story hits differently, and I'd love to hear your perspective. Drop a comment down below and let me know which headline really surprised you or made you think today. Your insights are what make this community so special, and reading your comments is honestly one of the best parts of my day. If you found this breakdown helpful and want to stay on top of the latest news with us, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We're here to help you make sense of the world one story at a time. Thanks so much for watching, stay safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next video.